Rain brushed the windows of a small roadside diner on a quiet Sunday morning. The neon sign outside still glowed, even in daylight. Inside, the booths were old but clean. The air smelled like coffee and warm breakfast. Most people kept to themselves. They came here to rest, to think, or to avoid the world for a while. At the counter sat a biker named Marcus. His leather vest looked worn from many long rides. A silver cross rested on his chest. His arms had tattoos that looked like memories. To strangers, he seemed tough. But his eyes were tired, like he carried a heavy story. A warm plate sat in front of him. He barely touched it. He stared at the steam rising from the food, lost in his thoughts. Gloria, the waitress, moved from table to table. She worked quietly. She had kind eyes, but her smile looked practiced, like she used it to keep going. The door opened. Cold air slipped in. A boy stepped inside. He was about 12. His jacket was thin for the weather. His backpack looked old. He stood near the entrance for a moment, as if he was asking himself if he should turn back. A few customers looked up. Some looked away right away. The boy walked slowly down the aisle. He did not rush. He did not ask anyone for anything yet. His eyes kept drifting to plates on tables, then back to the floor. He held his backpack strapped tightly. Gloria noticed him. She paused, then kept wiping a table. Not because she did not care, but because she did not know what to do without making the boy feel small. The boy stopped near the counter, beside Marcus. He stood there quietly, gathering courage. His voice came out soft. "Tyler." "Excuse me, sir." Marcus turned his head slowly. He looked at the boy with calm attention. Tyler swallowed. "Tyler, can I take the leftovers for my mom?" The diner went quiet. The usual clinking sounds faded. People stopped mid-bite. Even Gloria froze for a second. A manager stepped out from the back. Her name was Denise. She kept her hair neat and her tone sharp, like rules were the only thing holding life together. "Denise, hey, you cannot come in here and bother customers." Tyler flinched. His face turned red. He tried to speak, but the words got stuck. "Tyler, I am sorry. I just wanted to ask." Denise stepped closer, her voice still loud. "Denise, this is a business, not a place for that. You need to go." Tyler looked toward the door. His shoulders sank. He held his backpack strapped tighter. He did not argue. He did not complain. He just looked small. Marcus set his coffee down. He stood up slowly. The stool made a brief scrape against the floor. Tyler took a step back, not because Marcus looked angry, but because Tyler was used to adults reacting in harsh ways. Marcus did not move toward Tyler. He walked toward the register. Denise straightened, ready to speak again. Marcus spoke first, calm and steady. "Marcus, Gloria, please make 2 warm meals to go." Denise blinked. "Denise, sir, you do not have to do that." Marcus looked at Denise with quiet firmness. "Marcus, I am not doing it for show. I am doing it because it is right." Gloria nodded quickly and turned toward the kitchen. Marcus turned back to Tyler. "Marcus, sit here." Tyler shook his head fast. "Tyler, cannot pay." "Marcus, I did not ask you to pay." Tyler hesitated. Marcus pulled out the stool with gentle patience. "Marcus, sit. Eat now. Your mom gets the food to take home." Tyler slowly climbed onto the stool. He kept his hands close to his lap. He looked at the counter like he was afraid he would be told to leave again. Gloria placed a fresh plate in front of Tyler. Pancakes, eggs, a glass of milk. Tyler stared at it as if it might disappear. Marcus spoke softly. "Marcus, go ahead." Tyler picked up his fork. He took a small bite, then another. His eyes watered, and he blinked hard, trying to stay composed. Marcus watched him with a quiet sadness that did not ask for attention. "Marcus, what is your name?" Tyler swallowed. Tyler. "Marcus, where is your mom right now?" Tyler looked down. "Tyler, she is waiting. She has been having a difficult month. I wanted to bring her something warm." Marcus nodded slowly, as if he understood more than Tyler said. Denise stood behind the register, uncomfortable now. The room had changed. People were not on her side anymore. They were watching the boy. They were watching Marcus. And Marcus, the man everyone judged at first glance, was about to change more than one life in that diner. Tyler ate slowly, trying to be polite. He kept his elbows close. He wiped his mouth after every bite. Hunger pushed him forward, but pride asked him to slow down. Marcus stayed beside him. He did not rush him. He did not stare. He simply stayed present. The diner slowly returned to quiet movement. Cups were lifted. Plates shifted. But something had changed. People were watching with softer eyes. Gloria returned with a brown paper bag. She placed it gently on the counter. Gloria, this is packed warm. It should stay good until you reach your mom. Tyler looked at the bag, then up at her. Tyler, thank you. His voice shook, but he smiled. Denise stood a few steps away. She crossed her arms, then uncrossed them. She looked around the diner. No one was backing her now. Not with words. Not with looks. Marcus reached into his jacket slowly. He pulled out his wallet. It was worn and simple. He placed a few bills on the counter near Tyler, not pushing them toward him. Tyler noticed and froze. Tyler, sir, I cannot take that. Marcus shook his head gently. Marcus, this is not for food. Food is handled. Tyler frowned, confused. Marcus, this is for your mom. For what she needs most right now. Tyler stared at the money. His hands stayed in his lap. Tyler, I do not understand. Why would you help us? Marcus took a slow breath. His voice stayed calm, but something deeper moved behind it. Marcus, because there was a time when I needed help. And someone chose kindness. I never forgot it. Tyler blinked fast. His eyes filled, but he fought the tears. Tyler, thank you. I promise I will not waste it. Marcus smiled slightly. Marcus, I believe you. A man from a nearby booth stood up. He walked over and placed a small bill beside the others. Man, for your mom. Tyler looked up, surprised. Tyler, thank you. An older woman followed. She placed money softly into Tyler's hand. Woman, you are doing your best. That matters. More people joined. Quietly, one by one. No speeches. No attention. Just support. Denise watched it all. Her face softened, then tightened again. She took a step forward. Denise, I may have spoken too quickly earlier. Marcus looked at her calmly. Marcus, words matter, especially to children. Denise nodded slowly. She turned to Tyler. Denise, I am sorry for how I spoke to you. That was not fair. Tyler hesitated. Then he nodded. Tyler, thank you for saying that. Gloria smiled. The cook leaned out from the kitchen. Cook, that bag is full. Enough for more than today. Marcus stood and helped Tyler gather the bags. Marcus, do you need help carrying these? Tyler shook his head, then paused. Tyler, maybe just to the door. Marcus walked with him. The rain outside had slowed to a light drizzle. At the door, Tyler turned back. Tyler, what is your name? Marcus. Marcus. Tyler nodded firmly. Tyler, I will remember you. Promise. Marcus rested a hand on the door and spoke gently. Marcus, take care of your mom. That is all that matters. Tyler stepped outside, holding the bags carefully. Marcus watched through the glass as the boy walked down the street, his steps lighter than before. Gloria refilled Marcus's coffee. Gloria, you changed the room today. Marcus shook his head. Marcus, the kid did that. Denise stood quietly behind the counter. She looked at the empty stool Tyler had used. Something thoughtful crossed her face. The diner felt warmer now. Not because of the heaters, but because people remembered something simple. Kindness does not need permission. And sometimes, it only takes one moment to remind everyone of that. Marcus stayed in the diner long after Tyler left. He watched the door close. He watched the rain soften outside. The empty stool beside him felt louder than the room. Gloria cleared tables slowly. Denise stood behind the register, quiet and thoughtful. The diner moved on, but something stayed behind. Marcus finished his coffee. He stood, nodded to Gloria, and stepped outside. The rain had eased. The streets reflected the sky. Marcus rode his bike through the city, not fast, not aimless. He followed the address Tyler had mentioned. The shelter was simple, clean, quiet. People came and went with careful steps. Marcus parked and removed his helmet. He paused before going inside, as if he wanted to be sure. Inside, the air felt calm but heavy. A few families sat together. A volunteer spoke softly to a woman near the desk. Marcus noticed Tyler near the hallway. Tyler was holding one of the food bags. He froze when he saw Marcus. Tyler, sir. Marcus, why are you here? Marcus smiled gently. Marcus, I wanted to make sure you reached safely. Tyler looked around, nervous. Tyler, my mom does not like surprises. Marcus nodded. Marcus, I understand. I will be respectful. Tyler hesitated, then led Marcus down the hallway. In a small room, Tyler's mother sat on a bed. She looked tired but alert. She smiled when she saw Tyler, then paused when she saw Marcus. Tyler, Mom, this is Marcus. From the diner. She stood slowly. Mother, I hope my son did not cause trouble. Marcus shook his head quickly. Marcus, not at all. He showed courage. She looked at Tyler, then back at Marcus. Mother, I did not want him asking anyone for help. Marcus spoke calmly. Marcus, he did not ask for himself. He asked for you. That matters. She sat down again, her hands folded tightly. Mother, I am trying. It has been a difficult season. Marcus nodded. Marcus, I can see that, and I respect how hard you are trying. He placed the extra food bag on the table. Marcus, this is not pity. It is support. She looked at the bag, then at Marcus. Mother, why would you help us? Marcus took a breath. Marcus, because I know what it feels like to carry everything alone. And because kindness should move forward. Tyler watched closely, listening to every word. A staff member appeared at the door. She smiled when she saw Marcus. Staff, Mr. Kane, it is good to see you again. Tyler's eyes widened. Tyler, Mr. Kane. Marcus gave a small nod. Mother, you know him. Staff, yes. He supports several programs here. The room grew quiet. Mother looked at Marcus with new understanding. Mother, you did not tell us. Marcus, it was not important. He turned to Tyler. Marcus, what matters is what you do next. Tyler looked confused. Tyler, next. Marcus smiled. Marcus, you keep learning. You keep being kind. You keep respecting yourself. The staff member spoke again. Staff, we have a clinic partner. If you want, we can help arrange a visit. Mother's eyes filled. Mother, that would help so much. Marcus nodded. Marcus, let us take one step at a time. Later, Marcus walked back outside. He felt lighter, but thoughtful. That night, Denise sat alone in the diner after closing. She replayed the moment again and again. The boy, her words, the silence. She looked around the empty diner. Denise, we can do better. The next morning, a small sign appeared near the register. If you need a warm meal, please ask. You belong here. Gloria smiled when she saw it. Back at the shelter, Tyler sat beside his mom, holding a notebook someone had given him. He wrote carefully on the first page. Be kind, always. And somewhere between the diner and the shelter, 2 lives were already changing, step by step, with dignity leading the way. The diner felt different the next week. Not louder, not busier, just warmer. The small sign near the register stayed in place. If you need a warm meal, please ask. You belong here. People noticed it. Some nodded quietly. Some smiled. No one mocked it. Tyler came back after school one afternoon. He stood near the door for a moment, then walked in with steady steps. His backpack was cleaner now. His posture was stronger. Gloria saw him first. Gloria, hey there. Your seat is ready. Tyler smiled and walked to the counter. He did not rush. He no longer felt like he had to disappear. Denise watched from behind the register. She took a breath and stepped forward. Denise, Tyler, I am glad you came back. Tyler nodded. Tyler, thank you for the sign. Denise looked at it, then back at him. Denise, it should have been there a long time ago. Marcus arrived soon after. He removed his helmet and hung it carefully. The room noticed him, but differently now. Not with fear, with respect. Marcus sat near Tyler. Marcus, how is your mom today? Tyler smiled softly. Tyler, she had a good morning. She says thank you every day. Marcus nodded. Marcus, that means a lot. Denise cleared her throat. She looked nervous, but honest. Denise, Marcus, may I speak with you? Marcus stood and followed her a few steps away. Denise, I have been thinking about that day. About my words. Marcus listened without interrupting. Denise, I run this place with rules. I forgot to lead it with care. Marcus spoke gently. Marcus, awareness is where change begins. Denise nodded. Denise, I want to do better. Not just once. Every day. Marcus looked around the diner. Marcus, then let your actions stay consistent. Denise nodded again. Denise, I also wanted to ask. Tyler's mom has experience. When she is ready, I would like to offer her part-time work. Marcus paused, then smiled. Marcus, that is dignity, not charity. Denise exhaled in relief. Tyler watched them from the counter, curious but hopeful. Gloria leaned toward Tyler. Gloria, you did something important here. Tyler shook his head. Tyler, I just asked a question. Gloria smiled. Gloria, sometimes that is enough. Later that afternoon, Marcus and Tyler sat at a booth. Sunlight came through the window. The rain was gone. Marcus, you handled everything with respect. Tyler, I was scared. Marcus, being respectful while scared is courage. Tyler thought about that. Tyler, will people always be kind now? Marcus smiled gently. Marcus, not always, but you will know how to be. Tyler nodded. That evening, Denise gathered the staff. Denise, this diner is more than food. It is a place for people. The cook crossed his arms. Cook, then we treat people like people. Denise smiled. Denise, exactly. The next day, Tyler's mom visited the diner. She moved slowly, but her eyes were bright. Gloria showed her around. Denise welcomed her with warmth. Mother, thank you for the chance. Denise, you earned it. Tyler watched from a booth, pride filling his chest. Marcus stood near the window, hands in his pockets. Gloria joined him. Gloria, you started a ripple. Marcus shook his head. Marcus, the kid did. Gloria smiled. As the evening settled, the diner lights glowed softly. People laughed quietly. Plates were shared. Stories were exchanged. And in that simple place, fairness began to feel normal. Respect was no longer rare. It was becoming a habit. The diner became a place people talked about in a good way. Not because it was fancy, because it felt human. Tyler started coming in after school. He wiped tables. He stacked napkins. Gloria taught him how to refill sugar jars without making a mess. Tyler liked having a role. It made him feel seen. His mom worked a few short shifts each week. She moved carefully, but her strength was returning. She smiled more now. She thanked everyone, but she also carried herself with pride. Marcus came in often, but he never made it about himself. He sat in a quiet booth. He drank coffee. He listened more than he spoke. One afternoon, a man walked into the diner with a bright smile and a confident walk. He wore a clean jacket and held a folder like it was important. He scanned the room and spotted Marcus right away. Man, Marcus Kane. I hoped I would find you. Marcus looked up calmly. Marcus, do I know you? The man chuckled as if they were friends. Man, not yet. My name is Rick. I run a small media company. I have heard about you, about what you do for people. Marcus did not react. He simply watched. Rick slid into the booth without asking. Rick, you have a powerful story. People love stories like this. A biker with a big heart. A boy who asked for help. A diner that changed. Tyler was wiping a table nearby. He slowed, listening. Rick leaned closer. Rick, if you let me film a series, your donations will grow fast. You could help so many more families. I can make it look cinematic. Very inspiring. Marcus kept his voice steady. Marcus, I do not do good things to be filmed. Rick smiled wider, trying to stay smooth. Rick, I understand. But visibility helps. People give when they feel something. I can create that feeling. Marcus paused. Marcus, and what do you want? Rick opened his folder. Rick, a small advance. Just enough to start production. It is standard. Tyler's eyes narrowed. He did not know business, but he knew when someone was taking advantage. Marcus shook his head once. Marcus, no. Rick blinked. Rick, no. Marcus, no. Rick's smile tightened. Rick, you are missing a big chance here. I am offering you a simple way to grow impact. Marcus leaned forward slightly. Marcus, real impact does not begin with asking for money. Rick sat back, annoyed. Rick, so you do not trust me. Marcus stayed calm. Marcus, I trust actions, not promises. Rick looked around the diner. He lowered his voice, but his tone became sharper. Rick, this place is small. People will forget. A story would make you unforgettable. Marcus answered softly. Marcus, the point is not to be unforgettable. The point is to help someone feel remembered. Tyler stopped wiping and looked at Marcus with admiration. Rick stood up quickly. He tried to laugh it off, but his face was tense. Rick, fine. Keep your little moment. Some people do not understand opportunity. Denise had been watching from the register. She stepped forward. Denise, sir, you need to calm down. Rick pointed toward the sign near the register. Rick, this sign is cute, but you cannot run a business on feelings. Denise did not flinch. Denise, we run it on respect. Rick scoffed and turned toward the door. Rick, good luck with that. Marcus spoke one last time, not loud, but clear. Marcus, kindness is not weak. It is brave. Rick paused for half a second, then walked out. The diner felt quiet again, but not afraid. Felt steady. Tyler walked over to Marcus slowly. Tyler, how did you know he was not sincere? Marcus took a breath. Marcus, because sincere people do not rush you. They do not pressure you. They do not treat other people's hard moments like a business plan. Tyler nodded slowly. Tyler, I am glad you said no. Marcus smiled. Marcus, me too. That night, Tyler stayed after closing to help Gloria stack chairs. When he finished, he walked to the small board near the register where people left meal notes. He took a pen and wrote carefully. If you are hungry, you belong here. He stepped back and looked at the words. Gloria saw it and smiled. Gloria, that is a good message. Tyler looked toward Marcus. Tyler, he taught me. Marcus heard him and nodded. Marcus, now you will teach someone else. Tyler held onto that thought as he walked home with his mom. The streetlights looked softer. The air felt calmer. And in his heart, Tyler understood something new. The best turnarounds are not about proving people wrong. They are about choosing to do right even when no one is watching. The diner felt calm that evening. The lights were warm. The windows reflected soft movement from the street outside. It felt like a place where good things could begin. Tyler stood near the counter counting napkins. He moved with confidence now. Not rushed. Not afraid. His mom finished her shift and joined him. She looked healthier. Stronger. Her smile reached her eyes. Mother, I never thought a place like this could feel like home. Tyler smiled. Tyler, it does now. Marcus arrived quietly, as he always did. He nodded to Gloria. He sat at his usual booth. Tyler noticed him and walked over. Tyler, Marcus, I got something to show you. Marcus looked up with interest. Marcus, all right, show me. Tyler reached into his backpack and pulled out a folded paper. He opened it carefully and handed it over. Marcus read slowly. It was a school letter. Marcus looked back up. Marcus, this says you were selected for an advanced learning program. Tyler nodded, nervous but proud. Tyler, they said I am good with numbers. I did not know that before. Marcus smiled, warm and steady. Marcus, sometimes we do not see our strength until someone gives us room to grow. Tyler hesitated. Tyler, I would not have tried if you did not believe in me first. Marcus leaned back slightly. Marcus, belief works best when it is shared. The diner grew busier as neighbors arrived. Denise gathered everyone near the counter. Denise, before we close tonight, I want to say something. The room quieted. Denise, this diner changed because a child asked a simple question. And because someone chose kindness instead of silence. She looked at Tyler. Denise, thank you for reminding us who we should be. Tyler felt his face warm. He looked at his mom. She nodded proudly. Gloria stepped forward. Gloria, tonight is about gratitude, not celebration. Gratitude for second chances. She turned toward Marcus. Gloria, you showed us that respect can be quiet and powerful at the same time. Marcus shook his head gently. Marcus, I just listened. Tyler took a step forward, holding a small paper bag. Tyler, I want to say something too. The room stayed silent. Tyler, the first day I came here, I asked for leftovers for my mom. I was scared. I felt small. He took a breath. Tyler, today I brought food for someone else. He walked toward a woman sitting alone near the window. He offered the bag carefully. Tyler, this is for you. You belong here. The woman's eyes filled with emotion. She nodded, unable to speak. The room felt full. Not loud. Full. Marcus watched Tyler with quiet pride. Mother walked over and placed a hand on Tyler's shoulder. Mother, you learned kindness quickly. Tyler looked up. Tyler, I learned it here. The evening ended slowly. People said goodbye. Chairs were stacked. Lights dimmed. Outside, the air felt fresh. The neon sign glowed softly. Marcus stood by his bike. Tyler walked up beside him. Tyler, I told you I would not forget. Marcus smiled. Marcus, I knew you would not. Tyler looked thoughtful. Tyler, one day I want to help people the way you do. Marcus placed a hand on Tyler's shoulder. Marcus, you already are. Tyler nodded, holding onto that truth. Marcus put on his helmet and started his bike. Before leaving, he looked back at the diner one last time. It was no longer just a place to eat. It was a place where respect lived. As Marcus rode away, Tyler stood with his mom, watching the lights fade into the distance. The lesson stayed behind. Kindness creates change. And sometimes all it takes is one question asked with courage.